small plane entered restricted airspace, and all indications are that it happened by mistake. The official added that all precautionary measures were taken and that there was no threat to the president or his family. According to the official, the president and the first lady were evacuated and are
Damn.
now back at their residence. The aircraft was immediately escorted out of the restricted airspace. Preliminary investigation reveals the pilot was not on the proper radio channel and was not following published flight guidance. The United States Secret Service will be interviewing the pilot. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us a report from New York. Listen in.
A security scare for the U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden were moved from their home in Delaware by Secret Service as a precautionary measure when a small private plane entered a restricted airspace. According to the White House, a small private plane entered restricted airspace. All indications are by mistake and precautionary measures were taken. And according to an official, there was no threat to the president or his family, and the president and the first lady are believed to be back at their Delaware home. Now, the Bidens had been scrambled to this different location without assembling the pool of journalists that traditionally travel with the president to Delaware. In fact, those journalists were informed of this incident about an hour after it happened. This incident happened around 1 p.m. local time. Meanwhile, a Republican Party convention was also underway in the same area at City Hall. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're running full. Everything is full, going full now. We're good.
Cool.
Stressful. What did you think of the little Biden video right here?
I was a little bit sad.
You sad that they didn't get to Biden?
Damn.
It's probably not a story at all. It's probably not a story at all, but it caught my attention earlier. It's probably, like I say, it's probably not a story, but you never know with these kind of stories. You know what I'm saying? And somebody might be up to something, but of course, when they get caught, they're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, it was a mistake. I was just, I was lost. I was lost. The lady said the Secret Service is definitely gonna have an interview with the pilot, so you already know. Like the nigga, if he fucked up regardless, his ass is on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna grill this guy 1,000.
See that. Then the thing about it is, what they're telling us on TV. Shoot, they might be done killed him already.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah,
they done beat him up.
To find out what the hell. Yeah, I'm sure they found out if it was true or not, or whatever he was up to. I'm sure they found that out by now.
Well, they're checking his confidence level, see, because how stupid can you be?
Yeah, you got to be more.
Or how brilliant are you? You know what I'm saying? Like
one way or the other. Like those flight plans are so strict and way ahead of time. You have to get clearance for those flights. So yeah, I'm sure he knew he was fucking up. If that's what it was, if it was just a mistake.
Yeah.
I want to read some comments. This is underneath that video I just played. It says he was worried that it may have been the Taliban, but being that he gave them $86 billion worth of United States equipment, he knows. Fuck, this is annoying. Let me see. President Biden.
U.S. President Joe Biden was rushed to a safe house in Rehoboth Beach in Delaware after a plane breached airspace above the vacation home he owns in the seaside town. As per reports, the U.S. President Joe Biden was rushed to a safe house in Rehoboth Beach in Delaware after a plane breached airspace above the vacation home he owns in the seaside town. As per reports, the U.S. President's motorcade rushed away from his house towards a nearby fire station where an SUV with the president inside drove inside the building and the Secret Service began clearing the area. In White House officials said that a small plane entered restricted airspace and all indications are that it happened by mistake. The official added that all precautionary measures were taken and that there was no threat to the president or his family. According to the official, the president and the first lady were evacuated and are now back at their residence. The aircraft was immediately escorted out of the restricted airspace. Preliminary investigation reveals the pilot was not on the proper radio channel and was not following published flight guidance. The United States Secret Service will be interviewing the pilot. What did Jill have for dinner? And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us a report from New York. Listen in.
A security scare for the U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden were moved from their home in Delaware by Secret Service as a precautionary measure when a small private plane entered a restricted airspace. According to the White House, a small private plane entered restricted airspace. All indications are by mistake and precautionary measures were taken. According to an official, there was no threat to the president or his family, and the president and the first lady are believed to be back at their Delaware home. Now, the Bidens had been scrambled to this different location without assembling the pool of journalists that traditionally travel with the president to Delaware. In fact, those journalists were informed of this incident about an hour after it happened. This incident happened around 1 p.m. local time. Meanwhile, a Republican Party convention was also underway in the same area at City Hall. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're running full. Everything is full, going full now. We're good.
Cool.
Stressful. What did you think of the little Biden video right here?
It was a little bit sad.
You sad that they didn't get to Biden?
Damn.
It's probably not a story at all. It's probably not a story at all, but it caught.
Oh yeah, but he's never been. See, that's never been a threat for him. Because I mean, the Taliban never did anything here.
I think the Taliban are like ISIS. You know, they have the CIA, all these different. They have the non-government organizations. They have CIA. They have all kinds of these groups that do things for the powers that be, and they appear to be something else all the time. And Taliban is popping up in India now, and it's that's very weird. That's very weird. When India is way on the other fucking side over there, and also just so happened India is giving Muslims a really hard time. You know what I'm saying? So and then the Taliban just gonna pop up in India? That doesn't really make sense to me unless the Taliban is looking out for Muslims worldwide. And I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I don't think they're real. I don't think Al Qaeda and ISIS are real.
That's what I would lean toward.
Yeah. Just woke up. Mad interesting to me. I was about to go to sleep and this just woke me up.
this is a hypothetical group that you can. This is the boogeyman. Like this is
Completely created. Now, are there real Al Qaeda people? Are there real what you would call ISIS or whatever out there? Yes, but these are small groups and they don't really have power. You know what I'm saying? They create, they pretend. I'm like I be saying all the time. They love to dress up and pretend, and that's what they do. So they'll pay people to pretend to be Al Qaeda, ISIS, or whatever the hell, but they're getting paid. That's it. They're working a job and they're playing a role.
bro. Say, bro. Now I don't know, like like I'm weird. I know this. I've accepted it for a long time, but the scenario that's played around. Because I mean, us and these, you know, robots. What you call what's the popular name for these robots these days? AI robots and whatever. Well, my thing is that like some of these bombings that they used to have where the people walk in, bro, they used to like be fully dressed people, like fully dressed like with the Muslim garb, like for you to not even really be able to recognize.
Identify them. Yeah.
So how, what I'm saying, like it could have easily been one of those type of AI robots that was just sent in to destruct, like they have the robots that go in and disarm bombs and this that and that, like all these things kind of like until you really think about the the use that they can actually get out of it on either side, you don't realize, but to me, like I said, maybe I'm too big of a conspiracy theorist to look at it, to really even have this, because I mean maybe it's far-fetched, but at the same, I am analyzing it to the extent that yeah, maybe it is, but at the same time, I still have to look at this as being a possibility, that because I don't, we can't really trust everything that they're telling us, or because of the way that they move and all of the actions that they've taken upon us as people, that really nothing is but beyond them. I mean, we look at how they're even like how they're treating us now, where we can't, like our US dollars are used against us. You know what I'm saying? Our tax dollars are used against us to harm us more than anything. So how am I supposed to look past the fact that, you know, these things can be, like it's impossible for our government of now or even the past to do things to that extent.
And I think that it's totally rational to be skeptical of it. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're tripping or whether it's a conspiracy theory or we're really reaching, that could be the case. But I think that it's healthy to look at it and be like, well, maybe what they're saying is not necessarily what's actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, they've fooled us many times before. Like, I mean, if you really think about every generation that has come, that has, come through, that came before us, has gotten had in many ways. And if we're not careful, the same thing is going to happen to us, or is happening to us without us really fully, you know, analyzing or really, putting everything to the test, like we can't leave a stone unturned. Like it's way past go for us to really be like, you know, thinking that I mean, come on, bro. Like our CIA has, oh my God, if we really look at all of the things that they've done in the name of the United States or for the United States, like, I mean, we got people that that was like leaders that they killed off just to keep us from being able to prosper, decades before now. You know what I'm saying? Like they went through so many things just to make sure we don't succeed. You know what I'm saying? They scared enough of them to where we're still fighting for the same things we was fighting for 50 years ago.
Oh, it's so fucking frustrating. And that's why that's what I want to cover this week, is some of the stuff that we know that our government did, that we have proof of because it's all come out now. And I'm really interested in 1984. I saw this kid come into the restaurant. He had on a shirt, and the shirt was it was Bush. Who was it? Bush Reagan, 1984.
Hmm.
So it was a campaign shirt from 1984, and I was like, wow, that's really weird to have that. And it looked good too. It didn't look worn and tattered. And it's just like, it's really a political. It's really I like t-shirts now because t-shirts
Bro,
really can give statements. So that was a huge statement to me, being that it's 2022 and this dude's wearing a Bush Reagan campaign shirt.
huge, huge, bro. This is look, say, bro, because like honestly, if you really think about it, 84, there was a lot of things that were set into place that is manifesting or is at least trying to manifest
Now
in right now.
it's actually what's happening now. It was set up then. So
Yes.
it's so important. So, and him wearing that shirt, it really stuck out to me. I had to ask him. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
It,
because I mean there were some things because I mean really like I mean that is very significant. It's weird that you even saying that, or like to me like this is just like things that's just cloud like really just coming and slapping me upside the
that's
head
what
of
happened. When I saw his shirt, my brain started going so fast I couldn't even think about work no more. So
yeah.
much shit flooding my brain. I was like, damn. And then I looked at some stuff and it popped up on my timeline. The whole thing with I got a video on it.
Well,
The campaign that year.
well, I mean, if you think about it, like that's really like a lot of the beginning of that NWO talk, the
All of
Rex
that shit. Yep.
Rex 84 plan, all
And
like.
and then let me add another layer. The book 1984.
Hmm.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, now see, I'm not familiar with the book, but there's a lot of things that they were putting into place back then that they're like, been strongly trying to implement. Like,
And it's a lot of symbolism. And what happened in that election, like it's like I be saying before, I be seeing the same because now I couldn't follow that politics. I was young back then, but looking at it now, I can see how it relates. Like it's the same play, like we be saying all the time. They play the same play, and I see when I watched this video and I kind of covered this stuff and looked at it, I was like, damn, this is exactly the same thing they did recently. Like I think it was with Bernie Sanders and shit. I think that was the election I was thinking of, but specific as like exactly the same moves. And like in this one, they sold a certain thing to the public. You know what I mean? And one thing that I do want to focus on, because this video, this guy, he's an ex-CIA agent, and he was saying, it's not two parties. It's really only one party. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? Good
hmm,
cop, bad cop. He kept screaming that over and over. The guys was asking him questions in the video, and they were like, "Well, why is this?" And he kept coming back and saying, "Bruh, you don't get it. They're the same party. They're on the same team. It's not. It's you have individuals that disagree with how to do things and stuff like that, but pretty much they're on the same team. They're not. That's what people really got to understand. Remember, we want you to be an activist, and don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley.